So a bird flew in to our last night of worship. So we are all in the moment, and all of a sudden, it's just this bird. And I mean, kudos to Amanda and Patty who kept singing.
Welcome back to the Ordinary Discussions podcast. Extremely excited today for many reasons. Today I'm the host, Aaron. Jeremy is away, so I got to hold it down while he's not here. And while Jeremy is away, you know we're going to play because we're in this new studio. So we're going to tell you all about that, but not right now. We have a guest on the podcast that is not really a guest. She's no stranger to the podcast. It is our pleasure to have Emily Webb, our director of Ordinary Women, with us on the show. She's going to give us some updates on OW, and we'll have a chance to get behind the scenes with her. But before we get into that, guys, don't forget to rate the podcast, share this video, like it, leave us a comment. It helps us to share our message of disciples making disciples with other people, and that's really helped us to grow. So thank you for doing that. And without further ado, let's do this. Then Wes will make it so awesome with like an intro.
Emily,
how the heck are you doing?
Oh my gosh, so good. Can I just say I'm very rusty. I've not done a podcast in a really long time, but you are doing awesome. Just that intro alone was like so easy, so comfortable.
That was because of prayer. You prayed right before this, and that was one of my only intros that has gone perfectly, I would say. So that's great. Or it could be this new space that we're in.
Yes.
So viewers, those of you who don't just listen, but you watch, you're like, where in the business are you guys? And we've got some upgrades around here. We got swivel chairs, which is very distracting.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be swiveling the whole time.
But also for me, it's good because of the ADD situation. Yeah. But yeah, Emily, why don't you tell our listeners and our viewers where we are and what this space is?
I mean, the entire truth or just the partial truth?
I guess you get to choose. You get to choose how far... Okay. How truthful you want to be.
Sure. So the entire truth is we are in my husband's office. Downstairs is their office. And then upstairs we have several office spaces that we rent out. So kind of a co-working area out in the common area, and then some different office spaces. So Ordinary Movement chose this one, and I think we've done a pretty good job with it.
Incredible job. It's a transformation. You guys have been working here. I think Chad has been here, like burning the midnight oil or something like that.
He is our hanger. So anything you see in the room that's on the wall, other than the wood, we had our guys do that. But I put all the furniture together. So if anything falls apart in here, it's all on me.
Yes.
I'm not good at it, but I did it. But then he hung everything.
It looks very stable. Thank you.
At least
Chad.
for a couple months.
If you hear a loud crash, then it was Chad's faulty stud finder.
Right. Or if this behind us falls apart, that's me.
What if it did? This entire thing just fell forward. I think I would just quit.
Keep talking.
No, I just end
like
the
happened.
Episode then. And that'd be just shock value.
Yeah, so if you're listening today, you should at least try and watch it just so you can see what it looks like.
Yeah, stop what you're doing. Go to YouTube, subscribe.
Sure.
And then watch us swivel in these sweet chairs.
And like it. Thumbs up it.
Yeah, do all of those things.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thankful to have this space. It's sort of like podcasts has been something that I just kind of started with. Jeremy had some experience with it, and I just kind of joined him a little bit. But now it feels like, okay, little by little you improve, you get things with shiny objects. And
look at these.
And then Wes tells us how to work it and gives us videos.
Yes.
Tutorials. And then we're like, okay, I hope it's working. And but it's cool. It's a great space to be able to have our guests. If we want to collab like this and just be in the same room. We haven't had the ability to do that before, so thank you to everybody who is involved with that. I think it's huge. Some other amazing news is that you, as the director of Ordinary Women, had a first recently, and it was the OW retreat.
Yes.
That was the first one ever, right?
First one ever. And in fact, we are close to 2 months ago. So
already 2 months.
So
Crazy.
when we're filming this, it will be almost 2 months, which I can't believe. Feels like forever ago, but 2 months ago.
Did you have that on your heart to do because Jeremy did the men's retreat that went really well? Was that something you had in your heart already, or just kind of as an organization we're like, well, we should have one for the women too? To
be quite honest, it was my vision from the very beginning. So from the very start of Ordinary Women and kind of talking to Jeremy about that, I always envisioned us having these, retreats together with every single, state represented, every woman to be able to come together and worship the Lord and just grow together. Yeah.
We're in small groups all across the country. And so to be able to have a unification event where we all get to do what we do on a micro level on a larger scale is pretty unique. Yeah. And you guys went to somewhere that I think was called the Caribbean of the West or?
Caribbean of the Rockies.
Caribbean of the Rockies.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So we went to Bear Lake, Idaho. And I mean, so the week after, or a few days after retreat, my family went to Lake Tahoe to visit my son. And after seeing Bear Lake, Lake Tahoe is beautiful. But it was so hard to, enjoy the beauty of it because Bear Lake is like next level beautiful.
It's like Caribbean waters. Carrie, my wife, went on the retreat and she sent me a picture of it. And I was like, that's the Caribbean.
Yeah, they don't even do it justice because you have the blue turquoise water, which when you're in it is clear to the bottom. And then you have the mountains. You're surrounded by these amazing mountains in the background. It's just, I remember like all of us ladies talked about when we were driving in, because we had to fly into Salt Lake and then drive in. And you round the corner to where you can see the lake for the first time. And it literally takes your breath away. You're just like, ugh.
You're like, that's where we're staying. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And that's how I felt when I was booking it. Like, okay, we are going to meet God here. Truly.
Yeah. That sounds similar to Jeremy's excitement about the Colorado men's retreat, which is coming up too.
Yes.
So I heard some behind the scenes stories, which I want to get to, but tell me some of the highlights, from your takeaways from the retreat, having been on the planning side of it, all the prayer side of it, all the preparation, those 3 P's, the 3 P's of the women's retreat, or connect. We call it connect, don't we? Yeah. Tell me the highlights that you have from it.
So first of all, when I started planning it, probably in, oh my gosh, almost a year out. And my head was like headed in one direction and I was like gung-ho headed towards a totally different direction. And it was so weird. Like I just was praying about it because nothing was working out. And I was getting so frustrated and I was just spending so much time in prayer. And then God just laid Bear Lake on my heart. I don't know why. Like I had seen somebody that I follow go there and whatever. And I started looking and I was like, wow, they have these incredibly large houses that you can rent. We could all be together in one space, like, which has always been my vision. Like I just wanted a house full of everybody. And so he brought the right house forward, went ahead and booked it in faith that we would fill it, which I think we filled it to the appropriate amount.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to see what God did through that. Like there's something so special about waking up in a house with everybody else. Yeah. You
have everyone waking up in the same space, grabbing the coffee, having the quiet time and the connection together.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Looking out every morning, I'd get up. Mostly I think I was always the first one up, or Valerie. Valerie was sometimes up before me. And so I'd get the coffee started and I would just like have that time to watch the sunrise and have my quiet time. And as I did, you just see the women start to trickle out and find their little spaces outside or inside, or, we had a teepee on the property, which was incredible, out there. Like it was just, oh my gosh, it blessed my heart so much. Like that was one of my highlights, is seeing everybody find their space with the Lord and just kind of lean into him.
That's super cool. Carrie came back and one thing that she said that was unique for her at times in the past, she's been on similar trips, or we've all been on these retreats or larger things. And a lot of times you go with some people, and those are kind of your people that you're comfortable with. So most of the time you stay in that group. You might connect, with activities and things like that. But she said that this particular trip, she had a meaningful, intentional conversation with every single lady that was there.
Yeah.
And she said there was none of the, okay, this is this group and this group. Right. It's just everybody was invested and intentional, which I thought was cool, because I'm like, that's ordinary movement. That's ordinary men and women. Intentional relationship is a huge part of our core values, and a huge part of what we do when we're pursuing Christ. And so, like, to see that reflected, for her. So did you see that too? Like,
that was literally just that was one of the things that blew my mind the most, because I've been on trips with women, and like, let's just be real. Like, sometimes there's drama.
Get real,
Lots of women together. Sometimes you're going to have drama. You're going to have your little groups and cliques and whatever.
I didn't say that. I didn't say anything about there being drama with women. And I just wanted to be clear that Emily said that.
I'm sure men have some of that too. But this was next level amazing, in the sense that it really was like the first night I made everybody probably a little uncomfortable with some minute to win it games, and just some icebreaker games. And then after that, like it was truly, you had women connecting from all different states, all different ages, backgrounds. And it was constant shift in conversations. Like, so you would never see really the same people together the whole time. And I, like Carrie, I had an intentional conversation with every single person that was there.
That's huge.
Which was so special.
Yeah, that's unique. That's definitely unique. And I think what we want to see on those, because we're all in our different pockets and our different states, having these encounters with the Lord, changing what relationship looks like to a lot of men in my group. They don't do intentional relationship.
Yeah.
And so when we set aside a year to do that and start to find out what that really looks like, you would hope that if you get all of those groups together, that they would practice that, and that would be evident.
Yeah. And I think it really, it reminded me of session 7 that we go through with intentional relationships, where we talk about our foundation in our relationships, and the thing that binds us together as a Christian community is our relationship with Jesus. And so it doesn't matter that we have different interests in this and that, and our ages are different, and we come from different places, or even that we're in different points in our faith journey. We have that as a foundation. And so you just feel like you've known these people forever.
Yeah.
It's a common connection that you can always have conversations about,
Yeah. That's really cool. And you don't know when you're going to need that. There's been seasons where you may be independent and feel like everything's going well, but in that time where something happens and you've got a hurdle in front of you and you don't know how you're going to get over it, that's the time when you want intentional brothers or sisters around you.
100%.
Speaking from personal experience, I don't know where I would be without the guys in my life that I've had to lean on in that way. And so I think this gives people the ability to begin to experience that.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And another exciting thing that I heard, I heard that somebody, I heard you had a surprise guest. Like, there was a surprise attendee.
We did. Yeah.
And so tell me about that, and about the
an uninvited guest.
So I love this story, and I love the person so much that we're about to share this story about, and I hope to meet them in person at some point and just shake their hand. But talk about being obedient to God, God's call. Yeah, he's like, hey, you go to this place. So walk me through when you met them, or that story. Like, they just showed up to the retreat.
Yeah. So for a second, I thought we were talking about something totally different.
Ooh, let's hear about that.
So now I feel like I've caught up with you, perhaps.
Put a pin in that one too, because that one made you laugh equally. So we need to hear about that too. But no, there was somebody that wasn't even a part of our group, right?
Yes.
And they just showed up to the retreat, like, here I am, like.
Should I mention her by name? Should I shout her out?
Yeah, first name.
So Tana found hey Tana. Tana found us through a Google search and was just looking for a group of women who love Jesus. And she said that when she clicked on our link and she saw we were having a retreat, she said, I felt that God said, those are your people, you need to go. Which, I mean, I don't know that I would have. And I told her that, and she said, you would have if you heard God tell you. If
it was that clear.
Yes, and that's how clear it was for her. So poor thing shows up the first day, and her luggage got lost. So she shows up in a house full of people she doesn't know, with no luggage. And so like, just, that was an opportunity, I think, for us to kind of share. And what do you need? What do you need? She had gotten a few things on the way in, but thankfully her luggage, I think, ended up coming late in the day the next day. So she wasn't
not too bad,
too long without clothes. But it was really cool to see just the way that she was embraced by all the other women, the way that she came and jumped in and was sharing a room. I mean, she shared a bunk room with somebody, like with a stranger. She shared a bunk bed with a stranger.
That's cool.
And I just think it's so neat, the way that God used that whole experience and to bring us all out of our comfort zone too, So.
Yeah, good on you. Tana, right?
Tana,
you're awesome. I want to do that. I'm inspired to like find a retreat now.
Oh, really?
And then just show up and be like, what's up, dudes? Hey.
Can I be part of your group?
And I guess the trick is show up without your luggage.
Yeah.
Because then you start to, I'm going to need like some clothes. That's awesome. So you were excited about another thing that happened.
So I thought you were talking, so we had another like unexpected guest.
Okay.
So the theme of our retreat was surrender. So the whole week, Nikki Greenfield was one of our guest speakers, and I was a speaker. And so we were talking about surrender the whole time. We had amazing worship led by Amanda Gonzalez and Patty Wendell. And so we were just like, all in this. The very last night, in the middle of worship, we had the doors wide open. So we had this amazing space to worship, doors wide open. You could see the lake and the mountains. It was gorgeous. And in flies a bird.
What? I didn't hear about this.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, come on. So a bird flew in to our last night of worship. So we are all in the moment, and all of a sudden, it's just this bird. And I mean, kudos to Amanda and Patty, who kept singing through all of it. And we were just kind of like, what do we do? Right? What? So we finished the song, and then it's kind of like this, all right, this bird has got to go. So, I mean, we have the video. I think that I might have shared it in a newsletter, but we could have probably also link it below.
Yeah.
So this video of all of us trying to get this bird out of the house. And at one point, so we tried so many different things, a broom and a laundry basket and whatever. And then finally we lift up Sophie, and she feels around because there's like a ledge above the door. She feels around. She's like, grabs the bird and throws it out.
By hand.
By hand.
What? Why didn't I hear about this?
It was a wild thing.
First of all, I love birds. What kind of bird was it? I think
it was a hummingbird, if I remember correctly.
Hummingbird?
I'm pretty sure. I have to
Hummingbird
go back and look at the video, but I'm
really
pretty
fast.
sure. And so this is what's so awesome about this story, and about just the way that God uses little things like this to teach us, right? So we're watching this bird. And the bird, so above the door, there's a big, huge glass window. Mm-hmm. So the bird is flying above the door because it doesn't know how to get out. Mm-hmm. And it's just banging its head into the glass 1,000 times. And it can see where it needs to go, but it doesn't know how to get there, right? And so we're just telling the bird, like, just surrender, just let go. Like, let us help you.
Yes.
Right? So, and that's us. Like, I mean, in that moment, it was so obvious, right? Like, we are banging our heads all the time, trying to get to the next level in our faith with the Lord, or where he wants us to go. And all he's saying is, just let go, surrender that to me. Let me take care of it for you. And I'm the one that's going to like push you forward.
Wow.
But it's just so hard to do that, right?
Wow. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody.
It was so cool.
Emily's bringing a word. Well, that was not the invited guest.
Right.
That I was, but
It
that's
was unexpected.
Unexpected.
Yes.
Well, they were invited too. If the hummingbird
Yeah.
wanted to hear what was going on and
Sure.
worship with you guys, then sure. But that's great. So next year, off year, or are you gonna do a little something? I heard that people were a little bit upset there
I
wasn't
know.
a back-to-back.
So what we had decided, right, is that the guys and the girls would alternate years so as not to put too much of a strain on ordinary couples that we have in Ordinary Movement. But when we finished our retreat and the women were like, can't wait till next year. I was like, ugh, it's going to be 2 years.
See, next year.
So I will probably try to do a little something.
Okay. Little teaser.
A little something, yeah, and so that we're not so far apart for so long.
There you have it. That's the teaser, the secret news. You heard it here first. You have to tune in to get these sort of updates.
Right.
There's going to be a little something, she said.
Little something. We'll see what it looks like.
So we'll see. But I'm very excited because I missed the men's retreat, I guess 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was scheduled to go. I had a conflict. The dates kind of switched on us, and then I had a conflict, and I couldn't make it. So I had to watch all of the updates of people paddleboarding down the Colorado and hiking, amazing hikes and all this stuff, and I had to be sad that I missed out. But this year, I'm going. It's already on the calendar.
But have you gotten your ticket?
I have put my
It's
I've
not.
saved
It is
right
not there until you get your ticket.
Challenge accepted. Another value, high challenge and high grace.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I'm coming to the Men's Connect in Colorado.
Okay.
We're going to the Four Eagle Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
It is June 24th through 27th, I think.
I should have come here knowing that.
Hold on,
I feel
guys.
like we changed it, so I can't remember if it's the 24th through the 27th or the 27th through the 30th.
Listen, just mark out all of June.
We'll have Wes
because
flash it up on the screen right now.
You don't want to miss it. So just mark off all of June. You're doing nothing except for preparing for this retreat, which is not the 24th. No.
27th?
27th. Yes. 27th through 30th. That's right.
Okay.
27th through 30th of June, 2024. If you're listening to this podcast and you want to come and experience what we're talking about, then we'll put the link below so that you guys can RSVP, get a ticket. It's really going to be awesome. We're going to have worship. We're going to have, there's pictures of the speaking like with mountains in the background. And if you stay on the ranch, they have like these tents you can kind of glamp, which is, I'm leaning towards the glamping. Your husband did the glamping.
He did do it last year. And I just want, it was amazing, right?
Yes,
but you just need to make sure that you bring your hiking shoes. It's a bit of a trek to the top to get there. And you're probably going to want to carry everything down that you're going to need.
Carry a pack.
For the day and not go back up until you're ready to sleep.
That's if you stay up on the mountain.
If you stay on the mountain. Otherwise, there's a house, right, that you can stay in, or you don't even have to stay on the ranch. They have hotels nearby.
You can get a hotel.
Airbnb.
We can go in on an Airbnb.
Yeah.
If we get some guys from Virginia who want to do that, then get in touch with me. We can coordinate our stay and our cars and all that stuff.
Right.
But it's going to be an amazing time, and I'm just already praying into it and believing it. So make sure that you mark your calendars. Mark your calendars for that. I think what I'm most excited about right now is just sort of the compounding that I've seen from being involved with Ordinary Movement, which is even a new thing since when I started. Like, there's been so many changes, so many things where God's just been adding to the work, and we've been just a few laborers,
right?
Just a handful of people who have said yes to this, and it's been cool to see what God can do with just a little bit. And He's adding people to our team, and He's adding groups, and we have new Ordinary Men and Women's groups starting, and from that, then all the fruit that happened from my group, I can already see He's working those things out. And a new studio space, and what are some other things, like, off the top of your head? What are you excited about? Like, what's next?
So I'm excited about, well, first of all, I just feel like within the past few months, we've just had new groups after new groups
Yeah.
starting. And one of the things that we kept seeing, which is right now, actually, we have a couple groups, or maybe 4, that have started in this way, where people are raising their hand to lead, but they've never gone through ordinary movement. And so we decided we really need to solve this problem. We need people to be able to lead, even though they haven't gone through the process, but still maintain the culture and still just be able to make disciples so that people aren't just leading and they're leading a Bible study in the same way. So that's really, oh my gosh, what we've been working on lately. So making training videos, and we'll have a brand new app of sorts. I don't know if I can say that. I don't even
website thing.
thing.
It's gonna be awesome.
Where everything will be one place. Like everything's going to be a lot more user friendly and really accessible. And I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. For somebody like myself in the past who was just like, hey, I catch this. Like, I want to do this. I have guys in my life right now that need this. I need this. How do I do it? Instead of it being like a long process, it's like, here's exactly how you do it.
Yeah.
And that will add to the growth that I'm talking about too. That will provide a whole new level of problems to solve probably, and things to figure out.
And I think it's also going to be really helpful for people who have gone through it and they're a little timid about leading. I mean, it's going to be, we are going to help walk you through, how to lead. So you really have no excuse. Yeah.
We're making it easy. We're making it easy to lead an ordinary men or ordinary women's group. And I think that's huge, because it's not just about, and this is a thing that is just sort of like almost a pet peeve in some, like kind of the church culture today a little bit too. Not to knock on it, but I'm just saying, releasing control.
Yeah.
Right. We have a book and some tools that make it easy to lead others in disciples making disciples. So for us to kind of like gatekeep that and not provide it as a resource just feels a little bit wrong, anti what we're called to do. And so at times it's harder to do when you feel like you want things to go the way that are in your head. But if the Lord's in it, like he's leading it, and so we trust him to do that as we move into that next phase too. So we don't want to be controlling. We don't want to like keep it to ourselves. We want to provide it. Right. Be open-handed with it.
And just provide people the resources to feel successful in it and to help maintain the vision throughout the length of ordinary movement. So
yeah, that's huge. I think it's exciting. Continue to pray for us as we navigate that. If you feel like God's calling you to be involved in some sort of way, leave us a comment. Let us know. Leave a encouraging word. Yeah. We like to reply to those comments on the podcast, so you might get a shout out sometime if you leave some sort of comment. And hopefully you've liked the new studio. Yeah. I mean, this is a good space. It's a little bit different getting used to like having our whole selves. And normally you only see, normally I'm in shorts, and I just put on a dress shirt above, but now I had to put on pants and shoes.
I didn't actually. I kind of agree with you. I didn't realize that it would be showing our legs.
Here's our whole selves. This is us.
Maybe I should have worn socks. I don't know. Does that look weird?
No, that's cool. No socks. Socks are old school.
Like your dad's socks? What are those? Black socks with your white shoes?
Okay, this isn't we're moving on. Moving on from that. Have you ever answered the big 3?
I have not. That was started when you replaced me.
Whoa. Nobody can replace you. First of all.
I'm just kidding. I was not an official co-host. I was just one for, a period of time. And so when you came in and filled those huge shoes, I think the big 3 is what you brought, right? Was that your idea?
I wanted to ask guests a question. Yeah. The same questions. I think it's a cool thing. I like to hear what people come up with. And if you haven't answered them, then I think this would be a great time for everybody that's listening and watching to hear your answers to the big 3.
No pressure.
Number 1.
Yes.
If you could time travel anywhere, where would you go and why?
Oh, time travel?
Yep.
Go back in time.
Back in time, forward in time.
Oof.
Time travelers can go backwards or forwards.
Oof. Huh. Well, that's a tricky one. I mean, I hate to be
You're going to be all like,
a cliche
Jesus,
Christian, but I
want to see Jesus born in a manger, wrapped in swaddling clothes and lying in the manger.
Truthfully, I would want to go back to the time of Jesus and that 3-year span, because I have always wondered what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would I follow him? Would I believe in him? Would I think he's crazy? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I would love to be there and experience that and the miracles and everything, just to see what my response would be.
Hey, you don't go back and like erase your mind. You're time traveling.
Well, you didn't explain all the rules.
Right, there's a lot of rules to this. Okay, you go back and see Jesus in the time frame.
Loving Jesus as I do, I would love to go back and just have a meal with him.
Just hang with them.
Walk with him. Like, I mean, do you know how many miles he walked?
He
walked a lot.
He probably had some serious calf muscles.
Well, if I know anything, I know this. When you walk with people, when you run with people, when you're side by side and you don't have to look at people when you're on bikes, they'll tell you anything. Mm-hmm. So walking with Jesus, like the amount of knowledge that he was able to give during those walks to his disciples, can you imagine?
Yeah.
It's like mind-blowing.
Yeah. Have you watched The Chosen?
A little bit.
I fell off a little bit, but a couple seasons.
Uh-huh.
I need to get back into it. I feel like that was a thought-provoking, similar concept. Well, that's a good answer. You get points for saying Jesus.
Sorry.
You can only, number 2 is you can only eat one thing the rest of your life. What are you going to choose?
I would choose chicken because it's pretty versatile and it's high in protein.
Do a lot with chicken.
Yeah.
You can do a lot with it. You can bake it.
Yeah.
You can shred it. Mm-hmm. You can make chicken salad.
Right. Rotisserie. You can fry it.
Fry it up. There's a lot of things. I agree with you. Chicken's good. I don't know if that's my answer. I have a lot.
Have you ever answered these?
Well,
maybe when I host a podcast, you can be my guest.
Hey, I like that. I will prepare my answers accordingly. And the last one, and I'm very interested to hear what you say about this. If you could give younger you one piece of advice, what would you say?
Oh, man. So
follow Jesus.
Well, my first piece of advice, I mean, if I could do more than one. Because one automatically always comes to mind, and that is wear sunscreen.
Oh.
I was stupid and white, and I wore baby oil, and...
Oh, you did all that.
I did all those things, and I am part Irish, so, like, it was so stupid.
What has there been negative things from that?
Not yet, but, I mean, I'm sure it's coming. Well, you know.
You hear that, listeners?
Wrinkles and age spots.
Wear sunscreen.
This is for the male listeners.
No, I'm in on this, guys. I'm in on this.
It's true, though. Wear
because
sunscreen.
I started to get these, like, sunspots. Yeah. And I'm like, what's going on? And Carrie's like, yeah, the number one thing you need to do for your skin is wear sunscreen on your face. I'm like,
true.
Not just when you go to the beach. No, every day.
Yeah, every day.
And
find a good moisturizer with sunscreen in it.
Yeah, it's face lotion plus sunscreen. Yes. I'm going to put it out there and be like, in search of a male skincare routine.
I can give you one after.
Okay, good. We'll put that in the description. If you're looking for a perfect skincare routine, then look no further.
Maybe we could have one whole podcast with it would just be a spa day, maybe.
Oh, a get ready with me situation?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
But secondly...
Okay, you can have 2 only because this is your office. So
okay, so secondly, I mean, especially because I have a teenage daughter, I had a teenage son. I mean, I still have a son, but he will be 20.
Oh, he's grown.
He's gonna be 20 this week. Happy birthday, Weston. Not that he ever listens to these.
Happy birthday, man. Thanks for listening.
But I would tell my younger self that high school does not matter. Like, if we have any younger listeners, like, truly, high school doesn't matter. We think it is the most important time in our lives, and that everything that we do in high school will live on forever, and it's just not true. Okay,
so if you're listening, stay in school. Stay in school.
High school drama doesn't matter.
Okay. All right, good.
The things that seem so
You're gonna
big
get us canceled.
on a daily basis. I just
Yes.
feel like in high school, I worried so much about what other people thought about me, what I look like.
What to wear.
Yeah,
How's
all
your
of it.
hair?
All of it. And it really doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
focus on your relationship with the
Chill.
Lord, and everything else will take care of itself.
Absolutely. I love those. Good answers. Good answer.
I would say be bold in your faith, because
That's
that was
3
one thing.
pieces of
Sorry,
advice.
but it goes into what I was saying though. Be
Unhinged.
bold in your faith in high school, because it doesn't matter what people think. And I wish I would have been bolder in my faith.
Yes. Yes. I wish I would have been an upstanding citizen in high school. So that's a story for a different day.
Ooh,
Lots of lessons that I learned in high school.
I would love to hear that.
No. Just maybe if you guys say so, we'll do like a high school reunion
Yes.
show.
Okay.
Where we just say like things we learned from high school, maybe some stories
Okay.
that might be on
Maybe
the edge
some
a
old
little
pictures.
bit. Oh yes. Yep, we're doing it.
Although
That's the
I'm
next
much
one.
older than you, so
Hey, we can do this
my
since we're
pictures are
next to
going
each
to look
other.
a lot worse.
No, they'll be fine. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for connecting with us for the first time in studio. We love that we get to do this, and we love that you are a part of it too. We appreciate your prayers, appreciate your support, and until next time, let's do this. See ya.